We're going to go cancel.
Last few years with my companies, Wilfred Cannabis and Wilfred Hemp, based on the TV character. At the moment, I am in Spain. My wife is from Spain, and Eric is in Portugal right now. Only a few hours drive, really. So that's something we plan to connect. We're both fresh off the plane.
Hey.
I actually jumped away from building my IKEA furniture. That's how
I was at IKEA today. I was at IKEA today. I rented a Europe truck and went and picked up a bed at IKEA. So you and me are both in the IKEA labyrinth.
Wilfred, can you give the audience just Jason a little bit about this poster that I made here? Tell us what we're looking at.
All right. Well, what you see there is actually a photo of Wilfred the dog playing guitar, serenading three women who look like they're just having a bit of a picnic, enjoying a drink, and maybe a Wilfred Cannabis pre-roll on Venice Beach. It looks like, and that actually is from that image is from the Freedom of Wilfred Cannabis commercial that I did. It's the first. When I first entered the cannabis industry in 2019 with Wilfred Cannabis pre-rolls, I made a commercial to sort of, signify Wilfred's arrival in the cannabis business. And it looks like it's made to look like a Californian tourism ad. And Wilfred has the ad showing all these great sights of California, showing him doing these kind of funny things. He's sort of talking about, California. He's talking about all the great things about it. And then at the end it says, and Wilfred Cannabis pre-rolls. And then Wilfred says on the beach, at last, a real reason to visit California. So it was kind of captured that kind of, cockiness, that kind of the character that we saw from the TV series Wilfred as I entered the cannabis scene. So the image you see there is of Wilfred singing to those girls and of the Wilfred hemp smokes. So just a bit of assuming everyone knows what the Wilfred TV show is. If you didn't, apologies.
It was my wife's favorite show. She's not here. She's in the house right now, but yeah, she couldn't believe it. You're gonna be we watch it all the time, dude. Yeah, no question about it.
Thank you. Please send them on.
Well, I've got something to say here.
All right.
So we're really blessed to have you guys. Before we get all snuggled down, we'll have Solo Breezy. We'll bring Breezy up to the stage here. So Solo's one of our really incredible newcomers and youngsters. He's going to follow us, everybody, and plant hemp in Europe and in Mexico and in Venice Beach. And so Solo always comes with a quote for the day, and then we'll have our intro, and then we'll just sit back and act like Tommy Chong's here. So Dave's not here, nor is Tommy, but Solo's here. Solo, give us your quote of the day, the beginning quote. Hi, Solo.
Hey, Uncle Jeff. What up, Uncle Eric? What up with you? Nice to meet you, Jason. Nice to meet you, Chris. Nice to meet you guys. Peace and love and happiness to you guys. Also, if you guys don't know, I'm a cannabis college graduate. So Uncle Jeff and Uncle Eric, they take me everywhere where they go. They're gonna we're working on flying me out to Seattle, Washington for the Hemp Fest, right? That's what we're working on over there.
Totally, yeah, totally.
Wow. That's so cool.
But I'm like the next generation of being a stoner, but at the same time living a good life with you guys.
I love that, man. Yeah.
All right, guys. So here's the quote for today. I'm gonna give one right now, real short one.
Wait. Here, let's give you a glockenspiel while we're waiting here. Here's a glockenspiel.
Word. Nice. All right. Quoted by the great Walt Disney. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing.
Ham ham hooray. Ham ham hooray. So I'll bring everybody up here and then we're going to share my screen, everybody. We got Axel on board, we got Eric, we got Chris, we got Jason and Solo. And I'm going to share my screen with you and do our intro, and then we'll get back and we'll lay back and talk about changing the world according to hemp, or Robin Williams according to GARP. So here we go. We're going to share my screen, and I'm going to come out of there for a second. So we're going to share my screen again and fix my audio. And I got a new platform we might try next week that's not Zoom. It seems to be a little bit sharper and clearer. So now we're going to go to my QuickTime, and here we go. Everybody, welcome to Weeds Day, episode 114. WEEDSDAYS. Happy parade.
Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen here with Weeds Day. Today, we are going to have a great show. We have Wilfred, Jason Gann on, and he's calling from London. I mean, not London, from Spain. And so we'll see how his bandwidth works on his choice of units that he uses, his phone or his computer. And so it's going to be a great episode, everybody. And so just stay tuned. It's and then we're going to have Randy Lanier on also. Randy Lanier has just published his first book, and he's got a movie in the offering. And so we're going to end this prohibition one way or the other, everybody. And you know what it is. Let's see if I can figure out this. There you go. There's my shirt for today. And so I'll see you in a minute. Hep hep hooray.
And we are brave, and we are happy that we can be the word of reason. So everybody listen to everybody today, and just hug your children, your animals, your plants, and know that we're coming for you, all prisoners. Hemp hemp hooray.
Griner should be with their teammates this week, preparing for the start of the new season. Instead, the seven-time All-Star center for the Phoenix Mercury has been in Russian custody for 75 days.
It's toughest on her family and people that have to hear these things. And, you know, I just love her. I love her. And so I think about her every day, and I can't wait till she gets back here with us.
Now the U.S. government considers Griner, quote, wrongfully detained, a change in designation that means officials will no longer wait for her case to wind its way through Russian courts and will seek to negotiate her return.
Come on, everybody. Let's end prohibition now, at last, forever, and give clemency to Sir Leonard Peltier and all the nonviolent 420 cannabis prisoners. We love you. We're here for you. And it's my job and duty and pleasure for the rest of my life dedicated to bring you home.
WEEDSDAYS.
Hep hooray. The new Marlboro man, baby. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. How about her, baby? How about her? She's gonna help us in this war on drugs. I'm gonna bring everybody back. It's a freaking fun Wednesday. You know, we're doing everything. I said, raise your hand if you know somebody who's died of cancer. I say, how many people get CBD into old people's homes? When are we going to get Jerry Garcia's Mountain Mama and you know, and who's the guy down in Florida that's our great troubadour that's saying busted my flip-flops, you know, stepped on a pop top. You know, when are we going to get an old people's home that's rainbow and that has beautiful music and hemp? You know, so we need old people's homes. I'm going to be old pretty soon, but I'm not going down without some ganja and some medicine. So I can't tell you. In fact, here, let me get me out here. I can't tell you, everybody, that that marijuana is cannabis, hemp, marijuana, dank, whatever you call it, is the medicine that's going to save you or what it does, but you can. As a filmmaker, you can be my testimonial. I can just bring the news to you. So that's what Weeds Day is about. It's episode 114. And today's superstar guest, besides everybody, is Jason Gann. And Jason, tell us a little bit about, first about Wilfred. Tell everybody who you are, and then back that into, you know, go into the stall with your car, your left-handed car from Europe, and tell us a little bit about how you got started with hemp, your dedication.
Well, you know, I'm from Australia, and as a young actor, I made a short film called Wilfred back in 2002. So Wilfred was 20 years old this year, old for a dog. But yeah, short film, 7-minute short film. In the opening scene, Wilfred, me in the dog suit, lit up a bong. And it kind of, the whole idea of the show blends in, like, in reality, what, like, Wilfred was always, like we'd say, it's a conversation between two blokes. One of them happens to be a dog. And then it grew into a TV show, went to Sundance. It exploded as a short film. We did 2 seasons in Australia. Then I took the format to America. I did it again. I was acting in it. Elijah Wood co-starred with me. Robin Williams reached out to me. He was a fan of the show, and it was his first television series he did as an actor since Mork and Mindy. So that was a major, you know, success for me. I overachieved in Hollywood with this character, and cannabis was in the DNA of this show, you know. And so one of the things we did was normalized the use of cannabis in Hollywood without all those kind of traditional cliches. And so when that show finished, I was writing scripts in Hollywood still for a while, but I've been pretty frustrated and feeling like I was sort of a prisoner to the Hollywood system. And, you know, I didn't necessarily want to live in LA forever. And then one day I just had this lightning bolt idea, you know, of Wolf connected to the cannabis world. And so I just did a joke ad for my social media fans called Wilfred's Weed Delivery Service in LA. And my fans kind of lit up and went crazy, said, we're going to drive to California just to smoke some of Wilfred's weed, you know. So, so then I just saw this opportunity to, you know, just get out of the Hollywood system and just be in control of my own destiny in some way. And also just do something that I hadn't seen before in either the celebrity cannabis brands that existed, or even really any. I mean, I said once, even Ronald McDonald didn't get a running start, you know, like Wilfred is kind of like a Ronald McDonald or a Colonel Sanders or something of cannabis. As I'm trying to, you know, Bud, what's that? Bud Light beer, you know, he's a character, but it's ongoing, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm kind of still creating this content now, which is in the same vein and flavor of the character I created in the television series, both of them. And so along the way, it's sort of like Wilfred, it just felt like the Wilfred character just kept on going, you know. It's like, okay, how far can I take this character, you know? And now it's great to see you doing that Marlboro Man, you know, inspired thing there, because it's exactly what I'm going for, you know. It's exactly what I want Wilfred to be as he gets older, this kind of Marlboro Man but also with this motivation behind it to end global prohibition against cannabis, right? Which is a human right natural medicine, and there's no good reason for it to be banned anywhere. As I was talking to you about the other day, I've said for many years now, my relationship with cannabis is spiritual, and so I believe, and it's one of the things that this TV show I'm working on now is to really dig into the spiritual side of the cannabis plant and all plants in general to help us get a better an idea of it in a broader sense, but to get specific to the cannabis plant. And the cannabis plant and the human being, we're soul partners and have been for many thousands of years. So I want to get into that. So because of that, because I feel it is such a intrinsic part of us, of our spirituality, to think that some people can't have access to that saddens me, because I just know, I don't know how I would live without it. To have cannabis in my life, I don't know. I hate to think of it. So once someone said, "What would you do if you had to choose between, weed and your wife or girlfriend?" I said, "Oh well, if it was between weed and my kids, I might go, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go with my kids. But if it was weed and my wife, I'd have to say, okay, let's talk about this." Because it's like it is such a big part of my life. I don't want to steal all the screen time, but that's a quick 20
Hey,
year.
I lost my first wife over weed.
You did? Yeah. Well, you made the
weed or me.
Yeah. It's funny. My wife. No, that's all right. My wife is, had some boyfriend for years when she was younger. She told me about, and he had a bit to do with weed, and she hated it and hated the fact that he was connected to it. So it's kind of ironic that I've come back to Spain. She's married to a weed dealer. It's like that she took that full journey. My wife is really into hemp. She smokes the Wilfreds. And her and another one of her mother friends. We got two kids, but in the same age, around the 7 to 9, and they got 2, and they used the Wilfred hemp smokes, which was on that banner there, which is the Wilfred product. It calms them down. It calms me down as well. I mean, if there comes a time where she's like, hey, we need you more present, you're smoking too much weed, I will just take a couple of days where I smoke Wilfred CBD smokes, because I'm a smoker. So I enjoy smoking. And so, and many times throughout my life, there's been times where I needed to have like a tolerance break to cannabis, and I'll end up smoking tobacco, cigarettes again, just because I need to smoke something, but I don't want to get high for whatever reason. And once I, tapped into the Wilfred, the hemp smokes, which is organic, smokable hemp, do the plug, from Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, with 80 to 100 milligrams of CBD per smoke. And it's the fastest way for, the CBD to get into your bloodstream. It's very high numbers, and these things really are helping people, and they're a great cessation product. You're not supposed to, the FDA, you're not supposed, like, everyone's like, don't piss off the FDA. Okay. But yeah, it's like they don't, you're not allowed to say it's a cessation product. You're not allowed to say this will help you quit tobacco, but you can say, here are some studies that suggest strongly that hemp does help with addiction to tobacco for a few reasons. So, we also do, I have cannabis in some states, and we're, working to become, as a company, to become multi-state operators in the cannabis space. But yeah, we do the CBD products and Delta 8 products in states that Delta 8 is helping a lot of people. We've got Delta 8 has a bit of controversy surrounding it, I think unfairly, in my opinion. And I think that it's helping a lot of people who can't otherwise access cannabis. Cannabis purists are very like, this is bullshit or whatever, but it isn't. Anyway, Delta 8.
It's great to have you today as a proponent. What do you have to say about? You're so articulate and beautiful, and you've had a long career anyways with Wilfred, but shout out to the prisoners.
Oh, look, if I don't know if the prisoners can hear watching the show, if there is a shout out, if there's anyone, we're coming. We want to, everyone's hopefully will be freed eventually that are on cannabis related charges, and we'll keep fighting throughout your life, everyone's lifetime, for not only to be free but to have some financial retribution for the years of punishment, or for that kind of stuff. So I don't know, I'm a comedian first and foremost, and now I'm a businessman. All I know is my heart sends me in certain directions, and that's my main guide. And it's led me to these people here today, and anything I can do, or the dog can do. I don't know. I've always wanted to get political with Wilfred when it comes to cannabis. I have some sort of vision that's, I laugh about. That's kind of a bit like Les Miserables when they're, over the battle. And I'm a bit of a musical fan. And Les Miserables, and they kind of get shot. As they're fighting over, to oppression, all that shit. And I just thought, if ever there's like a war to save cannabis, that Wilfred's got to die on the front lines, and as they take a photo, it'll look like Willem Dafoe in Platoon. It just frees me there, and the ears will be flying through the air, the Wilfred ears. And that'll probably be my statue. So let it be said now that is how I want my statue of Wilfred to look like. And him being shot. Have you seen Gallipoli? Is that classic old?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when this image, when Mel Gibson is trying to save, his friend from going over the battle before they go to war, and he's running, and then they go blow the whistle, and then the young guy runs, and then as he's running, he gets shot, and then they freeze that last image of the film. It's a beautiful cinematic moment. I'd like that to be the statue of Wilfred, that with the ears flying through the air. Someone can just jump in, because I'll just keep on talking if you give me this airspace.
Well, we're really blessed to have you, and so the nature of the beast is ending prohibition, and we've got lots planned out, including maybe going to Sedona and flying everybody in for a Marlboro shoot, and through Coca-Cola and branding and Marlboro and stigma, we can learn from those that popularized anything from video games to to wearing sheets over your head and holding candles in your hands. So the idea is that we stay in our lane, everybody. This is Weeds Day with Jeff Eichen, episode 114. We've got Jason Gann Wilfred on it, and you can see the little posters that I'm making, and I'm suggesting to us to don't smoke the man's cigarette, tobacco, smoke hemp.
I really dug into that Marlboro campaign, that advertising campaign, because I wanted to, emulate the success of it. And they were actually the first lifestyle brand. It was the first identifiable brand where people were like, oh, I want to be that dude. I want to wear a cowboy hat now. I want to smile. I want to look like that guy. And they're like, yeah, you want to look like this? You want to be macho like this? Do this.
You like my Photoshop? You like my Photoshop?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I look, yeah. I guess that is kind of what he looks like with the suit under clothes, because he's pretty solid. I'm not quite.
I was telling Jeff he could rename him the Hemp Burrow Man.
The Hemp Burrow Man. So,
or it could be the Hemp Burrow person now.
The Hemp Burrow person, yeah, he, she, they, them. The Hemp Burrow them.
The Hemp Burrow dog. The Hemp Burrow dog.
And we could have the Hemp Burrow wedding, and we could do it all, film it all in a weekend in Sedona and Red Rock, and it'd be beautiful. Now we don't have to go up in a helicopter. I can fly my drone. But we've got all the tools, everybody, to end prohibition and to bring it up with stigma. The planet's, kind of blind to, to just listening, but they love to see things. And if we show them this, then especially that package, that package that you have, Wilfred, and with your stigma dog suit, you've already started the blaze, so we can use what we have as a starting point, a diving board to jump in the pool of ending prohibition through what we know, and we can play with it and have fun with it. So I'm really proud of you, and it's nice to meet you, Jason. We're going to get in a lot of trouble, all of us, and to have Chris Boucher on here. Let's bring Chris up here. So we're going to bring Chris up here. So to have Chris on with you, Wilfred, is really an honor, because Chris and I knew each other back when Chris was working with Woody Harrelson making hemp surfboards.
Wow, that's so
cool.
Yeah,
we were always a little ahead of our time, but it was part of the job, is to think forward and create things as things move forward. But I've been in the hemp since 1990. We used to do all the hemp hats and T-shirts for Dave Matthews Band. We did all the Fish stuff. We even did all the Beatles anthology. George Harrison wouldn't sign the contract unless Apple Records included hemp merchandise. It was just insane. The 90s was pretty big. It was back when a head shop was $1 million store. And I don't know if Jeff mentioned, I was in China in 1993 working with the Chinese and then all that. And we became the first person, I did, to grow hemp in 1994 at the USDA research station down in Brawley, California. Everybody said, "You're insane. You'll never do it. You'll go to jail," blah, blah, blah. And, I went to the USDA research station out in the middle of nowhere, and I pitched them the idea, and they said, "Hey, we'll go to Washington, D.C., see if we can get you a permit." We got a permit, and we grew 1 acre of field, 1 acre of hemp, and it was on CNN, and we're like, wow, we're going to change the world. 2 or 3 more years, hemp will be legal. Man, it took about 25 years. But it was insane, but over the years, it's been quite interesting. And, just getting into the CBD. I was hired in 2011 by a company in San Diego called Medical Marijuana Inc. And a guy named Mike Lamas. He knew about all my legal battles with the DEA. We sued the DEA in 2000. All the hemp legislation I was involved in California for 20 years. And he had this idea, hey, if we write a legal opinion that hemp CBD is legal in all 50 states. And he says, I need your help. And I said, it's never going to work. And he said, look it, man, I'm paying you really good money. And at the time, the whole hemp industry had been wiped out by the DEA in 2000. And so we drafted, yes.
Keep going.
Yes. Oh, yes. So we, so we drafted hemp CBD is legal in all 50 states.
It should be in there.
And everybody was like, this is insane. Actually, the HIA, the Hemp Industries Association, they actually kicked me out of my own association that I founded in 92. And I'm like, what's going on? They said, this is illegal. It's a scam, and I was like, look, read our legal opinion. Cannabidiol is not in the Controlled Substance Act. So we published this opinion, and we imported all of the CBD from the Czech Republic, Germany, Austria in like 2011 and 12. And I got my ass kicked by my own people. I never got an apology. But by 2013, 14, they said, well, wait a sec. This is legal because you guys haven't been busted yet. So when we shipped our CBD oil across state lines, we had a 5-page legal opinion, stapled to the inside of the box in case the feds opened the box, and there's some evidence. But it's been a long journey, and now seeing where things are coming from, and you know, where they're going is getting kind of dangerous also, especially in California. You know, we've invented a new product called Juicetiva, which is, you know, hemp juice powder just packed with CBDA. It's got CBG, CBC. It's got all the vitamins and minerals. We think it's like the superfood of superfoods. If you look at the cannabinoids and the phytocannabinoids from a nutritional standpoint, hands down, it's equal to wheatgrass or dark leafy green. And, you know, that's a whole nother story there. But back to California, I don't know if you guys have seen or anyone knows of the new hemp laws here. They're the most restrictive hemp laws ever written in the history of American hemp. It's the most outrageous laws California has.
Didn't that just happen? Didn't that just happen recently? The one we were trying to block?
It did. We fought it tooth and nail. And so I'm also the director of the Hemp Farmers Guild for California farmers. And we've got 50 to 60 hemp farmers in our guild. And we actually had to battle our own hemp industry, the HIA, Hemp Roundtable. They all teamed up with Canopy, Aurora, the cannabis beverage industry to pass this hemp law. But it really wasn't a hemp law. It's a cannabinoid law. And basically, it's going to control all cannabinoids, and you're going to have to pay thousands of dollars if you want to sell a hemp tincture or a hemp gummy bear, and every label will have.
But where we are, they have it in Safeway.
Yes, but eventually, so the law doesn't take effect till January 5th or something like that, 2023. But you can go on the CDPH, the California Department of Health. You can go on their website and read it, but we're actually trying to sue them and litigate.
Is there any way to repeal it, to fight it?
So right now we're trying to raise money to get a legal team to put an injunction on the law, because part of the law was it was made under emergency regulation. Who passes a law that gives emergency regulatory action? That means they can do anything they want without public input. So we think it's just erroneous, just really disaster to the industry, and the fees and fines that were put into it were done without public review. So hopefully if we do sue them, we can get an injunction and stop it from being enforced. So it's, you know, I don't want to get into all the details on the show, but it definitely is something everyone should look at. But you know, we're fighting it tooth and nail. And it's unfortunate that the hemp people have aligned themselves with big marijuana lobbyists, you know, because they feel as though they own cannabinoids and the hemp people should just have fiber and seed. But guess what? The future of hemp is going to be dual crops. All my friends in Europe, the Netherlands, Hungary, Romania, Austria, they're all growing fiber CBD. The farmers, they cut the tops off, they blast it into CBD oil, they get money for that, and then they sell their fiber. So that's—
You mean the stalk, the stalk?
Yeah, the stalk and the fiber. The fiber has the most money in it, but yeah, that's kind of—
Because the stalk makes the fabric, the vest that I'm wearing and the hat that you made 30 years ago.
It sure does, yeah.
You know, and it's beautiful. It's like linen. Well, everybody, we're on Weeds Day here. It's a really beautiful time to be in the industry. We have Jason Gann today. We have Chris Boucher, a lot of OGs. We have Eric Boone, and we have Duck, who is totally a tribal member, helping to free Leonard Peltier. And Duck, why don't you say, hey, come on up? And we have Stephanie Landa. Randy said he'll be back, Stephanie, in just a few minutes. He had a call to take. And then we're going to talk to Randy about his new book, everybody. So it's a great day to have everybody on. Duck, come on up. Hey, Duck, how are you?
Hello, my name is Donald Anthony Lone Soldier. Everybody calls me Duck. I want to say hi to Chris. Hi to all of you. I'm over here in Kyle, South Dakota, on my reservation. Trying to get this hemp thing going. You know, Lakota hemp. I got Lakota hemp because I believe in our people can become self-sustaining, self-sufficient, and hemp will be the way to do that. As far as what we have been doing, we got three workshops done. Just introducing what hemp's about, and Chris was there. We just, pretty much informed everybody, educated them on what we were doing, and things like that. But here on the reservation, it's like, let's see it, let's see you do it, or prove it, or things like that, because there are a lot of promises that were made to my reservation people, Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and then promises weren't fulfilled. Some of them part way and stop, so now you got abandoned buildings nobody's used, because they have to go through tribal, red flags, all over. So, anyways, being a poverty from one of the poorest reservations on Indian country, on the whole Turtle Island, we're more like federal citizens. So the feds are babysitting us in a concentration camp, making sure that we comply with federal and state laws, but mostly understanding federal law. So state law, coming in here, like all the stores and the big corporations in the states. They want state jurisdiction here because they want to get back their money if any losses or anything they want to, they'd want reimbursement somehow, or payment somehow.
Well, we're proud of you, man. Chris, say hi to Donald.
What's happening, Doc? Man, you guys doing okay?
Well, what I'm explaining is just there's a problem with this hemp issue, being that nobody's here to really get things going. We came here and got extracting machines and gave them out. Then hopefully some things are happening. It's been about a week now, so it's
did Ricky get his CBD buds that we sent?
He hasn't got anything, so that's why I was asking for some too. I told him I'll ask him too, and maybe he'll send some.
Yeah, it's on its way. Yeah, you guys. I mean, I want to see some extraction. That would be great.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Are you telling us, Duck, to the world now, we're global, are you telling us that even though the native culture is sovereign, there's still a problem with getting hemp legal and being in using it without any problems?
Well, yeah, because it's state jurisdiction, and if it leaves the reservation, then you got the state picking on us for giving someone illegal or whatever, or even taking it from here and taking it to the state just to go shopping or something, and then they arrest you in the state.
Well, one more reason, everybody, to help to end prohibition globally, and I wanted to say thank you, Duck and Donald, for all you do, for raising awareness for the Leonard Peltier incarceration and compassionate release for him being in jail for 47 years. He's 78 years old. Come on, bring him out. And for all of our prisoners, everybody. And so I want to share with you, we have Randy Lanier on. Randy, I'm going to bring you up to the group here. And Randy is an ex-POW. And Randy, welcome.
Hey, thank you, Jeff. How's everybody? Nice to see Randy. You on this platform.
Does everybody know who Randy is, everybody? Randy is an ex-Formula One driver, and we want you...
IndyCar.
Indy, and we want you to be Yeah, we want you to do like Formula E. We want electric Indy cars, dude, with hemp oil.
Well, that the FE cars, the electric cars are coming. So thank you for the platform. And I see you put up the little picture of the photo of the book. I dropped the book August the 2nd. It's a book about the smuggling and the prisons. I spent 3 decades in maximum security prisons here for a cannabis case in 1987 that I ended up getting a natural death sentence, life with no parole. Took me 27 years to overcome it, and now I'm out and helping the cannabis families and the prisoners through supporting them through freedomgrow.org. And if you don't know about freedomgrow.org, check us out. We're all about helping and support the cannabis prisoners through a multitude of programs that we have, from each holiday gifting to a wish program to commissary funding monthly. So check us out, freedomgrow.org. And thank you for the plug for the book, Jeff.
Tell us about your book, and tell us about how long you were behind bars for a plant.
Well, I received a sentence of life with no parole. They sentenced me to the remaining balance of my natural life in 1987. That's when I caught the case. And I was released in 2014, now serving as a free man, a free citizen again. You know, it took me 27 years to overcome it, Jeff. And it's sad that people are still locked up for this cause. And the families that are affected is so many. It affects generations, because you have the current family and the children and the grandchildren. So there's a multitude of families and generations that are affected by this failed drug war on drugs. So we're all about supporting this. This book is 10% of the proceeds goes to freedomgrow.org. And if you
tell us what Freedom.org is doing. Are they giving money as restitution to the families that are coming home, their prisoners?
So what we do, right now we're raising funds for school supplies. We have 176 cannabis prisoners with about 126 children, and we're trying to raise all the funds. We have enough funds right now for about 65 children. We're trying to raise the rest of the funds. We want to send each child a $50 gift card, because the children these days get a school list of materials to get for the first day of school and the new back to school supplies. So we're trying to do that. We're trying to bootstrap it. We still need funding for that, but we also do birthday. I'm all about helping the cannabis prisoners right now. How can we help them right now? And for each one of them, if it's their birthday, we do gifting, whether it's their family, their grandchildren, their sons, their wives. All they have to do is tell us what they want, and we make it happen. And so we grant all the wishes from books and magazine subscriptions. And we just want to help these families. And if someone comes out, we try to, if we have it in our funds, to help them get up and financially on their feet.
Fantastic. We had Stephanie on for a little while. She might be having difficulties with her phone. Tell us about Stephanie.
Stephanie's the president and founder of freedomgrow.org. She's been doing this for well over a decade. She was in her 60s. She had gotten approved in Oakland, California to cultivate, and the feds came in and raided her, and she ended up getting 5 years in prison. And when she comes out, she starts freedomgrow.org, which is now, I found myself as vice president. They supported me my last 3 years in prison. Them and Amy Povall, who runs Can Do Foundation.
Amy Povall. Amy Povall was on last week talking about her and Weldon. Yeah.
God bless her. She and Stephanie was supporting me while my last 3 years in prison, helping me and bring attention. They had a vigil at the White House with my poster on front of on sticks and posters, and asking Obama to release me, and with lots and lots of events they went to, asking for my release. And within 3 years, with that and accumulation of other things that happened with my case, I found myself on this end now, walking out and a free man.
Well, we're so proud of you for enduring. Yes, Amy and Stephanie were in the Can Do Clemency. Everybody is a really
Nice.
incredible organization, and same with Stephanie's organization. And Randy is you're now the vice president.
Yeah, right now I'm serving as vice president of freedomgrow.org, and we're currently trying to bring awareness throughout these states. We just had an event last week in Alaska. So we're kind of stretching our wings a little bit, helping. We're all volunteers. None of us take a salary. None of us. Every board member is a volunteer. And the volunteers at these events that we go to are all volunteers. And I love your t-shirt. I'll show you mine. Hey.
There you go. I got one too. You bring them out. What about 40 tons? What about 40 tons?
40 tons are doing incredible things with job hiring. We have a booth with them this weekend coming up on the 13th in New Jersey. And it's all about helping the communities and getting jobs and placements of people that in this industry, whether you're a bookkeeper, an accountant, or whether you're someone that wants to get involved with hands-on with the flower. It's all about helping job hiring.
Check this out. It's been a long time. Check my button out here. Can you read
yeah. I see it, bro. Nice, man.
Yeah, and then I got so many buttons on my vest here, and I got no new prisons. And so everybody, we're at WEEDSDAY today. We got Jason Gann from Wilfred. We're so blessed to start to knock this hemp thing out of the park, Jason. And I wanted to share with you and Randy also that I'm planning to do a concert at Oakland Coliseum. Let's get Snoop, Earth, Wind and Fire, Melissa Etheridge, and let's have 42,000 NFT tickets and raise the vibration and the awareness. Maybe at 420 next year, if we got enough time and enough money to put this thing on, we'll all march all the prisoners in the dragon. I have a 20-foot dragon from the Oregon Country Fair, and we'll bring them on stage and we'll reveal to the world at a 42,000 person concert in Oakland Coliseum. So I've already started that. I don't have any of the mechanics to do that, but Snoop sold out Oakland Coliseum in 2019. And so his team will set up the stage. All we have to do is show up. So let's get that rolling, everybody. We're going to have all the clemency people on stage. We're going to have you there, Randy, with your book and your booth. We're going to really just through media and through social media, get the world to know it's about time to end prohibition for marijuana globally. It's paper, fiber, fuel, medicine, and food. And now it's hempcrete also. There's hempcrete to build homes. And Jason is an incredible proponent of the hemp version. Look at that cigarette pack, everybody.
Nice.
And so Randy, meet Jason Wilfred.
Hello,
Randy,
Jason.
good to meet you, mate.
Thank you, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm pretty inspired by what you're doing, and so hopefully we can help in some way.
Thank you. Where are you at, Jason?
I'm in Spain right now. Yeah,
right on.
My wife's from Spain, and I got 2 American kids. I'm Australian, of course. And yeah, I'm gearing up to, be involved in trying to add the Wilfred. I mean, Wilfred's an Australian product originally. When I first took it to America, my Australian fans, a lot of them got pretty angry about it, and they thought I was selling out or whatever. Because I was going to America. I said, "Well, are you still doing the first job you ever did?" They said, "No." I said, "Well, you're a sellout." I could make more money at McDonald's in a year than I could doing Wilfred in Australia. So I took it to America, and some fans came over eventually, and so now there's these 2. I got fans back in Australia as well. So I'm speaking at some big some cannabis political thing in Australia in the coming months, and it's something that I, by design, have been preparing to involve myself a lot more in over the years. And this podcast today also signals in many ways an entrance for me and the Wilfred brand that is synonymous for the stoner culture, being a hit stoner comedy in 35 plus countries, being a show that deals bravely with mental health issues, and also probably being the first television series that normalized the use of cannabis. When I say that, Jeff, about Cheers, when they showed Cheers, what was so great about Cheers, the TV series, is that they're in this bar, but people weren't throwing up, getting into fights and destroying their lives. And it's nothing for Hollywood to just have two characters go into a bar and have a drink. But as soon as you got anyone smoking weed in Hollywood, then they don't know where they're ass from their face, and they're forgetting everything, and they got the munchies, and there's so much more to a life. I'm a very highly functioning stoner, and there's so much. I find that cannabis, I get more in my life out of my use of cannabis rather than less.
Amen. That is the truth. Like I said earlier, everybody, this is Jeff Eichen from the incredible show that I have. This is 114, everybody, Weeds Day. And I cannot tell you that it works, but Jason can, and Eric can, and Doug can. So all your testimonials are beautiful. We're going to help to end prohibition here. And there's my little Photoshop that I did actually this morning. I was really having fun with that. And we're going to do a shoot in Sedona, Arizona, and go up on Red Rock and do it legally, and do the new hemp borough shoot there, and we'll organize that. We'll have everybody there. I wanted to bring Eric up, Eric Boone. Tell us about moving to Portugal and starting HempFest Portugal. And I'd love to join you all there and to carry the conversation on and meet Randy Lanier, Eric.
Hey,
Hello,
Randy.
Eric. Hi, pal. How's it going?
Good. Yeah, we're it's good to see you. It's HempFest has always been a leading voice in the anti-prohibition movement in Seattle. In its heyday, we were gathering 250,000 people at the Seattle waterfront, covering a mile along the Seattle coast, and it's just gotten to the point where, like Jason said, how long did you work in your first job? And that's kind of where Seattle HempFest ended up at. We'd been doing our first job for too long. And so it's time. We've been so successful with kind of freeing to plant in Washington and throughout the Pacific Northwest and beyond, that we're taking that message global at this point. And I'm over here in Portugal as part of that function. The Portuguese HempFest keeps getting moved back because of all the moving parts. It's going to be like our flagship European event.
You think October? You think October now?
No, actually, October, we're looking at a smaller event in the Azores.
Okay.
So you could have HempFest Azores. It's going to be a smaller one, but it's in conjunction with Canna Azores as well, which is a really great, it's more like one of the original, Canna Portugal was one of it's the same company that puts it on. And it's a great show. It's a fairly new market. Portugal is very interesting because they decriminalized everything 20 years ago. But it's decriminalized, but it's not legal. And so it's still very, the distribution is not there. The medical program is nascent. It was just passed a couple of years ago, and it's tough to get through. And if you do make it through to the end, you've got some mediocre Tilray bud waiting for you at the end. It's Tilray managed to get a monopoly on providing medical cannabis to Portugal. So there are a few genies we're trying to put back in the bottle. at this point. That was so Hempfest Lisbon. We're actually looking at May at this point so that we can do it bigger and better. But before that, we're looking at Hempfest Azores in October, and in February, March, Hempfest Rio de Janeiro is picking up a lot of steam. So it's going to be a conjunction of Hempfest financing some of these, and a lot of these are going to be licensed events. So I've had a lot of interested parties from a lot of countries, already approaching us about doing Hempfest,
So it's more or less like franchising it.
Yeah, well, we're licensing it, but for a very reasonable cost, and as part of the franchise, because a lot of these licensing models are like in the mid 20s, mid 30%, and we're in the single digits. So it's a very attractive licensing model, because we're not really looking to make a mountain of cash. We're looking to cover our costs and spread the word as wide as possible. So we're never greedy. We just need a little piece of the action to help support our brand, because Hempfest is a 30-year-old brand, and it carries a lot of weight. I was talking to a couple of guys. They were French in Czech Republic, that run a company out here, and one of them, just to show how small the world is, I'm saying, yeah, Seattle Hempfest is coming to the European continent, and one of them pipes up, I used to live in Spokane. So it's just sort of Spokane's a town on the eastern part of Washington, but it's funny how even here on the European continent, the Hempfest brand carries a lot of heavy weight. So we've been really successful in providing medical cannabis to human beings, and now sort of our message is switching over to providing medical cannabis for Mother Earth and focusing on a lot of that.
We got global warming, and I had people at the PAC 1 or the PAC 5 in Iceland or Greenland last year, and my friend from I guess he was from Great Britain. He went over there and had this thing outside. They wouldn't let him in, but he had a whole green, thing that was teaching the climate warming people that hemp can help the soil and climate change.
Absolutely. Well, that hempcrete that you held up earlier, I mean, hempcrete structures are not only because of all the carbon that is sequestered in the growing of that hemp. The buildings that are erected with hempcrete are carbon negative when they're built. And not only that, traditional concrete never really finishes curing. It's always curing, and it's always off-gassing.
It's off-gassing the life of its product, yes, and it's toxic to those that are mining it also. We're not mindful of some of the industries like the vinyl industry and and the cotton industry, that people are dying that are making it, and hempcrete is organic, everybody.
And not only are those structures carbon negative when they're built, hempcrete cures too, but it continues to sequester carbon as it cures. So these are like carbon sequestering buildings that continue to benefit. Not only that, it tends to alkalinize the air on the interior, which, if you build retirement homes out of that and provide an alkaline environment for the older folks to breathe, like it adds years to life expectancy. So it helps the earth, it helps the people that are living in, and hempcrete is one of myriad applications. We can throw out anecdotes all day about the benefits of hemp. You mentioned cotton. Cotton, half of the pesticides applied globally are applied to cotton plants. A lot of the other ones are applied to tobacco. Hey, look at that pretty lady right there. That's amazing. 100% hemp, right?
100% organic, everybody. Don't panic. Nobody should be in jail for a plant. This is Jeff Eichen on WEEDSDAY. We're at the top of the hour, everybody. I'm going to bring Breezy up, everybody. But first, I'm going to have final words. Randy Lanier, final words for prisoners, children, and the planet.
Hey, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for your platform, and everybody, thank you for coming up here and having a voice with Jeff. We appreciate you, Jeff, for all that you do. And please check out freedomgrow.org. We're all volunteer nonprofit organization that supports cannabis prisoners and their families. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about us, go to that website, freedomgrow.org, and check out a book, Survival with the Fastest, by myself, Randy Lanier. 10% of the proceeds goes to freedomgrow.org. So thank you, guys. Appreciate you, Jeff. Have yourself a great day, everybody. Peace out.
Great to meet you, mate.
I'm going to actually fix our link here. Thank you so much, Randy, for showing up. And let's fix this here. We got to get freedomgrow.org. And
Jeff, I gotta put the kids to bed, mate.
okay, and so we are totally hemping in here, and we are blessed to have you all on board today, and it's been a pleasure. And let's see if I can get you back here. Let's see if I can get everybody back here. I have lost my party here. Hang on. Is everybody still with me?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, hang on just a second here. I've lost my, there we go. Okay, so we've got there, we've got there, we've got there. I just got a little bit of frozenness here. Hang on, everybody.
I'm with Jason on the kids, though. It's 10 after 9. We got we're on European time zone, so we got to get the babies to bed here.
So we love you guys, everybody, and we're gonna have Solo Breezy. Is Solo still on? Is Solo on? No, so we lost Solo. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. We're gonna have our outro. Solo had a great quote in the beginning. Duck, we're really happy to have you. Did you have a final word, Duck?
Yes, I'm having a real hard time with this. I need proof and something to show the people that this is a real good thing. If you could get a hold of me, you could contact me 605-608-5477. That'll be my number. That's to directly contact me or look up People of the Confluence. That's another contact you can get a hold of me at. But I need help. I was showing you the reservation, how we live, and we got people over here living in a trailer with no electricity, nothing, and I just want to give them some hemp. I just want to give them something to make some oils or do something, get them a hemp home, tiny hemp home. You know, there's a lot of people up here, and my reservation needs you. And I'm just asking for help. I'm not asking for money, no mention of money. I'm not saying nothing like that. Just forgive, forget about the past or anything. Just come and help me, help my people, help us be sustainable and show the world that we're using it through hemp. And how this is the answer and the voice, the recognition that we need. If you can help our tribal indigenous tribes to become these hemp people, then everybody else will. So please, just help. That's all I'm
Everybody, asking. You can reach Donald through me if you didn't get his number there. And so everybody, just remember that we're all the same. Everybody, no matter, if you're from the dark side or the light side, it's just a color. So everybody, hemp hooray. This is Jeff Eichen. And Jason, any final words?
WolfCBD.com. See me there. If you write to me, I respond to everyone. So if you want to say hi, get a question, I'll get to you.
Okay. And any final words to the prisoners?
Just hang in there. I'll put my name, behind this organization to, help any way we can.
We're coming in. Okay. Thank you, Wilfred. And Eric, any final words?
No, I'm out for the night, but it's
Okay.
always a pleasure to be with all y'all.
Great seeing you, Eric, and we'll hook up on the back end. I'd love to be there for you for media and other things. Gran Wu, any final words?
No, I'm good. Thank you, though.
Thank you for joining us. And Jurassic, any final words? Axel?
You guys give me a lot of life while I'm working. I mean, I'm listening attentively, and I'm learning a lot from you guys. So, you're inspiring me overall.
We love you, man. Thank you so much. And you can stay on or not, everybody, but I'm going to do our outro. And thank you, everybody, for episode 114. Eric, I'll see you behind the scenes. Jason, incredible to meet you and to start our journey together. We're gonna kick this, everybody. So here we go. It is Weeds Day, everybody. Here we go. Hep hooray.
Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen here with Weeds Day. Today we are going to have a great show. We have Wilfred, Jason Gann on, and he's calling from London. I mean, not London, from Spain. And so we'll see how his bandwidth works on his choice of units that he uses, his phone or his computer. And so it's going to be a great episode, everybody. And so just stay tuned. It's and then we're going to have Randy Lanier on also. Randy Lanier has just published his first book, and he's got a movie in the offering. And so we're going to end this prohibition one way or the other, everybody. And you know what it is. Let's see if I can figure out this. There you go. There's my shirt for today. And so I'll see you in a minute. Hep hep hooray.
And we are brave, and we are happy that we can be the word of reason. So everybody listen to everybody today, and just hug your children, your animals, your plants, and know that we're coming for you, all prisoners. Hemp hemp hooray.
Should be with their teammates this week, preparing for the start of the new season. Instead, the 7-time All-Star center for the Phoenix Mercury has been in Russian custody for 75 days.
It's toughest on her family and people that have to hear these things. And, I just love her. I love her. And so I think about her every day, and I can't wait till she gets back here with us.
Now the U.S. government considers Griner, quote, wrongfully detained, a change in designation that means officials will no longer wait for her case to wind its way through Russian courts and will seek to negotiate her return.
Come on, everybody. Let's end prohibition now, at last, forever, and give clemency to Sir Leonard Peltier and all the nonviolent 420 cannabis prisoners. We love you. We're here for you. And it's my job and duty and pleasure for the rest of my life dedicated to bring you home. Hep hep hooray. So everybody, that's our show today. We're really blessed that you joined us, and that we had so many epic folks on today, and it was just really it was an amazing show. I'm really happy to be the driver of this Uber, and we can call it Duber. And freedomgrow.org, Randy Lanier's new book, Jason Gann from Wilfred Show. Epic and amazing. Let's go global, everybody, and build more hempcrete homes. And I'm going to say hemp hooray, and give you the new peace sign. That's weed, everybody. So you know what I mean. And here we go. Thank you so much. Cheers. See you.